He'd rather look outside than watch this wrestling match.
Enjoy the show.
What's up, YouTube? It's Classic 1333 here, coming to you live from the bathroom. Yep, today's show is brought to you by Speed Stick. Yep, deodorant Classic 1333 uses, so if you need deodorant after a nice sweaty day of your armpits or something, Speed Stick's the way to go. Speed Stick for men. So, here with my Raw review, and basically a lot of this show definitely represents my shirt, because, yeah, it was confusing. So, I'm going to start the show off here. Randy Orton comes out and cuts a promo, basically doing his weekly thing of, bragging how, the show revolves around him. And he said something funny. He was like, you people, don't deal with adversity well. You sit there and take it. And I couldn't agree with him more, because I work in a restaurant, and when people order, like, chips and guac sometimes, or if they order something that gets guacamole with it, they don't get their guacamole, and they don't say anything. So, to you people that work at, that are customers at my restaurant, you need to start saying something, get your guacamole. Okay, but going back to the promo. So basically Orton says something about Vicky Guerrero making a no-touch policy for Batista and Legacy, for their match or whatever, trying to cover his ass so, Batista won't hurt him or anything. And then, Orton says he's got something important to say to Batista, so Batista comes out to the ring after Orton tells him to. And then Orton offers Batista, like, a place in Legacy, like, to be part of the team. And he says that Batista won't be, like, World Heavyweight Champion or anything, or WWE Champion. I always get the belts confused. But he'll be, like, the Enforcer, kind of like Arn Anderson was Ric Flair's Enforcer. And says, like, Legacy will be bigger than Four Horsemen, DX, like, I don't know, Evolution, NWO, the FBI. But Batista obviously declines it and says, it's not going to help you. I'm going to hurt you, Orton. And then he's like, basically says, Vicky Guerrero can piss off. I'm going to come after you, anyways, and attack you. And then Vicky Guerrero comes out and says that she's going to wave away the no touching policy or whatever. So she books, like, Batista versus Priceless, like, 2-on-1 handicap match. If Priceless wins, it's going to be Batista versus Legacy 3-on-1 like last week. But if Batista wins, then it's going to be him versus Orton 1-on-1. So then we get to the next match, which was Batista versus Priceless. Batista dominated most of the matchup, and then he got DQ'd because Cody Rhodes was, like, actually kind of smart on this one. Like, Batista was kicking their butts pretty good, and then so, like, Rhodes grabbed a chair up from the ring or something and threw it to Batista. Batista, swung at him, and the ref saw it, DQ'd Batista. This match was okay. It was kind of short, but it was alright, I guess. So, we're thinking, okay, we're going to get, Legacy versus Batista 3-on-1 tonight. So, Batista's in trouble or something. Or so we think. Next we have a recap of Mickie James beating Maryse 1-on-1 in their Divas match from last week. Beating her with that DDT. So then Maryse comes out and cuts a promo in French. So if anybody knows any French and would like to translate the promo for me, I'd appreciate it. But basically, the other thing that Maryse said was, if I wasn't Maryse, I would want to be. So, I kind of disagree with that. I'm pretty comfortable with who I am, so I would disagree with that. After all, I'm sitting here in my bathroom advertising Speed Stick, so it's all good. So then we get a tag team match, Mickie and Kelly versus Maryse and Jillian Hall. This match was okay, I guess. It was kind of sloppy at times. Basically with Kelly and Jillian Hall, like, I thought some of their stuff was kind of sloppy. Mickie James pinned Maryse again, to get the team for her victory. So, a second week of pinning the champion, non-title. So probably again pursuing there's going to be like a match between the two at a pay-per-view or on a Raw coming soon or something. So backstage we get Josh Matthews, he's going to interview Orton or something, talk to him about the 3-on-1 match, and then Orton's about to talk, and then DiBiase shows up and says, hey, I can't find Cody Rhodes, I can't find him or something, so Orton and DiBiase go to look for him or something. I don't know if there was like a goof or something, but it was kind of weird. It was like Orton went, one way and DiBiase like went the other way or something. I don't know if they were supposed to split up or whatever, but I thought that might have been a goof or something. So next we get a recap of Big Show beating up Cena, chokeslam him through the 7,000 watts at the pay-per-view, Backlash, and then basically beating up Cena last week on Raw. Then we get Chavo and Vicky Guerrero backstage, and then Chavo says he was talking to Big Show, and they want to make sure Cena is like actually injured or something, so they put him in this exhibition match tonight. And when I heard this, I was like, what the hell's an exhibition match? I was thinking it was like the, if you ever played Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing for the Sega Genesis, how it's like, there's exhibition or something. It's like a fist fight that goes up to 3 rounds or something. I was like, oh, it's going to be that or something. Nah, it was just weird, but we'll get to that in a little bit later. And then, so Vicky agrees, and then Chavo says, oh, and happy Mother's Day. Chavo, I hate to break it to you, but Mother's Day was on Sunday, not Monday. So, look at your calendar, Chavo. So next we get the commentators in the ring, basically plugging Judgment Day matches. Let's see if I can remember any at the top of my head. Jericho versus Rey Mysterio, Edge versus Jeff Hardy for the World Heavyweight Championship, obviously Batista versus Orton for the WWE Championship, Cena versus Big Show. They didn't plug this one, but I think it's also Swagger versus Christian for the ECW title, so, doing their whole plugging thing. That's pretty much what tonight's show was based upon. So then next we get Orton and DiBiase still looking for Cody Rhodes. They split up for a second. Orton finds, Cody, and, he's like, where you been, blah, blah, blah. And then some random guy just runs by, and he's like, we need help, we need medical help or whatever. And then, Orton and Rhodes come running, and they see DiBiase, laying down, like, hurt and stuff, getting medical attention. So, thus questioning, okay, maybe it's going to be a 2-on-1 handicap match tonight. Who's behind the attacks? Obviously it's Batista. So, next we get Carlito versus the Brian Kendrick 1-on-1 in a rematch from last week. And again, I thought this match was a little too short. I mean, I guess it was longer than their match last week, but for some reason I thought their match last week was better. Maybe it just had more high spots in it or something, but again, too short of a match, I think. And then the Brian Kendrick won the match. He threw Carlito, shoulder first into the turnbuckle, and then he pinned him with a roll-up. The best way to win a match ever with the roll-ups. Speaking of roll-ups, I got a question. Have any of you ever wondered what happened to the fruit roll-up commercials they used to always air? They used to always air, the fruit roll-up commercials. What fun fruit roll-ups would we roll out with next? But it's I haven't seen them on TV in, 5 years. Do they still make fruit roll-ups? Are they still popular? I wouldn't think they'd be very healthy because of a lot of the sugar and stuff in them, like candy, but I don't know. Did you know that Blow Pops have calcium in them? Yeah. I bought a package of Blow Pop suckers and they had 15% calcium in it. Pretty wicked. So after the matchup, the Brian Kendrick cuts a promo and says he's going to find a partner and he's going to be one half of the tag team champs. Snakes at the end of it. So I thought that was cool. So